years from now again. Now, you put that in the power rotation, that's a hit record for you. You have people calling up begging you to play that. It's 24 after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Please welcome now to the program our little friend, Christy Musabetsi, who will be leaving us, unfortunately, at the end of August, but good for her. Gone to MSNBC. Well,
kind of staying in the family, you know.
This is not part of our family. This stupid cable, idiotic news channel is not part of our family.
Bastard child.
You got kind of a George Clooney thing happening there today, the little scruff on the... Looks good.
Oh, thanks.
It's got more like a Rosemary Clooney thing going on.
That'll be fine. You know,
or astute observer.
Jerry Nachman, who's the new, what's his job at MSNBC? He runs the place now.
Managing editor?
Right, yeah. So he's going to have a show. He's a very, very fat one, but very, very bright guy. And,
well-respected.
Very well-respected, enormously well-respected guy.
Guy you call a fat little slob this morning, about 2 hours ago.
Well, he is. He has to get himself together.
Like
got a beautiful wife, by the way.
Yeah,
he did have last time I saw him. He lived in Santa Fe for a while, which was one of the problems with Santa Fe. People like Jerry Nachman moving there. But now, fortunately, he's back in New York. Anyway, he's going to have a show on MSNBC when Phil Donahue and the nitwit with hard ball and
Chris Matthews.
Chris Matthews, yeah.
And no more Alan Keyes. Kiss the brother goodbye.
Kiss the brother goodbye.
So he asked me if I would apparently wants me to appear on his debut show, and I said, oh God.
Yeah, what time should I report for?
Apparently and the way they've screwed us, why would I want to do anything for him? But I will. So tell Kara Bernard to call a little bastard and tell him I will.
Right.
So.
The gracious eye, man.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Anyway, what's going on, Christy?
Well, we got more fallout from Michael Jackson's racist rant against Sony boss Tommy Mottola. Sony execs firing back, saying the surgically altered freak man ruined his own career by being a pedophile. And today, a summit on racism begins in Manhattan. Reverend Al Sharpton expected to stand once again beside...
I know something. I just saw a shot of you on MSNBC, and then I saw a shot of him on MSNBC. And except for the hair color and the glasses, you guys look almost identical.
He's actually prettier than you.
Oh, no, you look better than he does. Never mind. Go ahead.
Moving right along.
He's whiter than you are.
Yeah, he is whiter than I am. At this racism conference...
The best line Bernie had this morning is he's whiter than Mike Breen.
Look at him.
Nobody's whiter than Mike Breen.
Just a freak.
He plays a race car, too.
Anyway, attorney Johnny Cochran going to be there with this racism conference, along with Reverend Sharpton, standing beside Wacko Jacko. I understand that Bill Clinton has invited them all up for fried chicken for lunch. That would go over really well. And there were reports, that the Rev was upset with Jackson yesterday.
Let's play hoops.
Right, come on. Yesterday, the Reverend Sharpton said, our relationship is just fine, and people are failing to see the real issue here.
Where are the contracts with black business? How do you spend money in the minority communities? How come there has been a president of one of the four majors? It would seem to me that there should at least be questions on both sides. But they want to question whether Jacko is wacko rather than the industry is racist. And I think that is insulting to us.
Shut up. Tawana Broly, fat bastard.
Right. The Reverend said, he's known Mottola for 20 years, never said a racist thing in his life, except for that one time he asked, why do black people's houses smell so funny? That kind of didn't go over too well. But
you said that?
Little joke there.
Oh, I see.
The Reverend saying that
Tommy Mottola, by the way, was married to Mariah Carey, who's half African-American.
But you'd never know it.
And it was, whatever. She's embraced her. Well, she hung out with every rap pimp on the planet. But, she's embraced her heritage a lot more than Michael Jackson has. What, Bernie?
That makes Tommy Mottola a civil rights crusader because he was hosing Mariah Carey?
Well, no, but, it doesn't make him a racist.
Not at all. Thomas Jefferson was hosing his slaves, for God's sakes.
Yeah, so
what's up with that?
Well,
I don't know, but I'm just, just thought I'd point that out.
How could he be racist?
Well, I guess I don't.
Look, he was hosing that nubile young Mariah Carey.
Right, exactly.
Really going out there on a limb.
Well, that pig, yeah.
Hello, is this thing on? Hello.
And the other big story of the day today, Baywatch star David Hasselhoff in Betty Ford Rehab Center. A National Enquirer report says that he nearly died from alcohol poisoning during a binge last month. Apparently found at a Palm Springs Marriott, unconscious, next to an empty minibar. He downed every alcoholic beverage in the fridge. Tanqueray gin, vodka, rum, cognac, beer, and wine. I hope he didn't puke. Could you imagine? Could you imagine
I did that once.
You did?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd drink anything. And then, of course, you get to the liqueurs, or whatever you call it. How do you pronounce it, Charles?
You got it.
Oh, got it. With the mint stuff,
Sure.
You drink the Jack Daniels and the vodka first, and all that.
Yeah.
Then you get to the Cavassier, and then you get to the mint stuff, and by that time,
you're lying in a pool of your own urine.
Exactly. Pooping in laundry bags.
Been drinking, I can't say it. 30 minutes after the hour. Military nut mallet.
Imus in the morning.
For many, a used car is great. For quite a few.
I don't know about you, but I like this new corporate America. I'm trying to figure out what my net worth ought to be. All I've got to do, following the current corporate model, it appears, is to just pick a figure. Like those guys at drug giant Merck & Company. Just pull a number out of your ass and go with it. 12.4 billion in their case, and say, oh yeah, we made that. One of our subsidiaries made it. Yeah, that's it. It was a subsidiary. You gotta love this stuff. 2 billion vanishes at Xerox. 3.8 at WorldCom. Enron vaporizes 1.2. Global Crossing, another billion odd. Hey, at that rate, first thing you know, you're talking about some real money. Well, actually, you'd think you were. Best I can figure it, that's the problem. Half the Dow Jones 30 is operating on money that makes the stuff from your old Parker Brothers game look positively genuine. So, if they can do it, why can't Andy Rooney Inc. just list expenses as income? That's one of the scams that works for them. Works for me. Let's see here. Food, shelter, transportation, basic incidentals. Last year cost me, for carry the one, minus, divided by, just as I thought. I'm rich beyond my most drug-addled dreams, and bankrupt. You wonder what's wrong with Wall Street? Beyond, of course, pump and dump portfolio whores at the big investment houses, dispensing advice that amounts to three-card Monte lap dances. What's wrong is that we're discovering that corporate America is being run by people whose ethics are one step down from crack dealers. At least if you're scoring some dope, you usually get the dope. With Ken Lay, Jeff Skilling, Bernie Ebbers, Arthur We Audit by Weed Eater Anderson, and the rest of the rape and pillage bunch, you don't even get change left on the bureau, as you lie there, corner tied to the bed like Gary Condit had just left the room, and wondering what the hell it was that just hit you. Anyway, the whole thing makes the game Monopoly, born back in the 30s, look pretty darn contemporary, if you ask me. Particularly the game's slogan, Own It All. Although, judging from events of the past few months, I think I might update that to the equally succinct, hose 'em all. You want to know when investors will have their confidence restored, in my view? When Martha Stewart's figuring out how to make attractive and useful coasters out of the license plates being stamped out in an Excel block by Sam Waxel. And when some Suge Knight type is explaining to the aforementioned Jeffrey Skilling exactly what duties are implied in the phrase, "You're going to be my bitch." As Miss Stewart is fond of observing, it would be a good thing. I note a headline in the business section of my paper here this morning that reads, "Stocks searching for a bottom." Here's one way you can end that search, Mr. Investment Community. You can kiss mine.
It's a little ugly there from
I think so.
both Charles and Andy Rooney. It's 24 after the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. John McCain will be on tomorrow. Is that right, Bernard?
That has not been confirmed, but the I-Man is so willing.
It's not helpful if Christie says, I have kind of a George Clooney thing going, and you amend that to point out that it's more Rosemary Clooney. That doesn't do a lot for my image, Bernard. It's not helpful.
Well, in the spirit of honesty.
Is that phone message that Sid left legitimate?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They can't be swearing like that, leaving phone messages for Kara or Julie.
Well, that's true, but it's not like they don't hear the F word left and right around here to begin with. I mean,
they don't hear from me.
Not from the I-Man, I'm saying. Just from, the rest of the sports geeks here at the station. But that the point well taken.
Well, it's inappropriate behavior.
It is. If it was your daughter, would you want?
No, of course
No,
not.
of course not.
I mean, I understand Kara's not, she can handle herself. Believe me, both of them can. But principle, though. They shouldn't have to. They don't need that. I'm going to have to reprimand Sid.
They're tough gals.
The only problem is I like Sid, so. I like Christy too, but I'm sorry she's leaving, but what are you going to do? Well, Lori's got to be beside herself, doesn't she?
Oh, man, euphoric.
Yeah.
Well, euphoric in one sense. But it's not like...
Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah. Like Christy gets the big...
Mixed emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. But she's got to be seething with resentment because Lori used to write news. She can write news. I'm sure Lori's thinking, well, how come she didn't get to do the scum report?
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen, is it?
Negative. Not going to happen.
Now, who's this other clown's going to be on? Not to suggest that McCain is a clown.
These were all messages to the IMAN. Excuse me, suggestions.
Well, it's all fine.
All right. So, with Joe Tacopina, Sid Rosenberg's lawyer friend on the Charles Schwartz case, which goes to the jury today, and on the cop brutality case out in California.
Why him?
Because he was on once. First of all, he was Weiss's lawyer. He was intimately involved in the Abner Louima case.
Right.
And after he was on, the I-Man was glowing.
Wow, he was great.
He was fantastic. Oh, don't put his name in the Rolodex.
Oh, okay. I forgot about him. Well, a lot of people on here.
Things happen.
No, that's fine. All sounds fine to me.
It's working out, huh?
Book whoever you want and put them on.
Excellent plan.
It's worked for 10 years. It'll work for another 10. Or for 4.5. 28 after the hour here on the Imus-July program. Neither one of you, either you or Lou, seem like you're, I don't know, it's been a pretty good program today, but I mean, you guys have been okay, but you haven't been great. I just don't understand that.
Well, now, you just said, pretty good program today, to me off the air, so what are you talking about?
I didn't say that they were great.
Well, but I mean that I believe that when you say that, you mean that all elements of the program have been contributed.
How would you rate your participation, Lou, on a 1 to 10 scale?
12.
I'm not going to get into the rating system with you, that's for sure.
I guess they've been all right. It's well, it takes a couple days to. Well, I feel fine today. I mean, I watched the home run thing. Went to sleep. Woke up at 3.
There you go.
So,
Ready to go.
rode horses twice yesterday.
Yeah.
Rode windy in the morning and a rocket dock in the afternoon. Little dopes out. So,
What's Destiny up to?
we don't ride him anymore.
Is he still around?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
He's wandering around out here somewhere. Well, he's over in a horse pasture. With 2 or 3 other horses that, will eventually become, well, they won't become wild horses, but...
Yeah.
Shout out to Destiny from the gang.
I got bucked off a Wendy last year. But I didn't get hurt, thankfully.
And to Wendy.
We didn't send flowers to Wendy.
Did Joe Ellis really send the flowers?
Yes, he did. Absolutely.
Joe Ellis is an engineer at WFA in New York when I got bucked off and nearly died, by the way.
Right.
Sent flowers to the horse that bucked me off. But that's when Joe and I had a strained relationship, right?
Evidently.
Correct. What gave you that idea?
Now we don't. Now we're buds.
That's it.
Right. That's the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange, sponsored by... What's the name of that outfit, Bernie? Certegy?
Correct.
Certegy.
Mm-hmm.
Certegy CEO Lee Kennedy. He's going to ring the closing bell. The opening bell is sponsored by the New York Stock Exchange. Now, today, Certegy CEO Lee Kennedy will ring the closing bell to mark the company's first anniversary of listing with the exchange. Certegy trades under ticker symbol CEY. also was a third baseman for the Dodgers at one time, I believe. But maybe not. Just not sure.
Idiot.
The market's up it's up a couple dollars. Now it's down, so it's flopping around there. No big deal. We'll see what happens. And anything else that we need to know, Charles?
Not a whole lot other than the president coming here, and he sent out some of his folks onto the, the Today Show, Good Morning America, that sort of thing this morning.
Well, how come you didn't send them on our show?
I don't know. Paul O'Neill went to the Today Show.
No.
Say Bush's little sympathy for CEOs who deny knowledge of wrongdoing.
Have you ever watched the Today Show?
Yeah, I have.
It is dreadful.
I mean,
it's you can't watch it. It's so awful.
Well, you know what? It has been years, literally.
It is awful. They're all awful.
Well,
Feel good, phony BS.
And that thing on Fox that kicks our ass, they have that hideous bimbo, and there's two geeks. It's awful. You can't watch it.
Big-legged dingbat and those two henpecked dorks sitting next to her.
I mean, it's shocking. It's got to be because they're watching O'Reilly at night and then just leave it there or something.
must be.
Oh my God, it's awful. 32 after the hour here on the Imus-July program.
Current trend to live in the now. And why not?
Well, Sid leaves this vile message.
Good grief.
On our office answering machine for either Carrie or Julie has to access and listen to.
Was he drinking? Whoa. What was the deal?
He sounded drunk, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Where is the bald-headed geek? Can we get him in the studio? Is that possible? What the hell is he doing?
I have no
He's cursing out Kara for,
here he comes.
for ratting him out. No, I'm only kidding.
You can't leave vile messages like that on my answering machine.
Well, let me just apologize, I-Man, to you for doing that, and to
well,
the...
how about How about apologizing to Karen and Julie?
No, I'd rather not do that, so I'll apologize to you
What do you
instead.
mean you'd rather not do that?
Well, okay, then I'll do it if you want me to. But let me just say this, as I apologize to all three of you, that even though my actions were out of line, I still remain steadfast in my opinion that the way you've gone about
No. The record was already on the charts, dirtbag face. The record was already on the charts. Flatlanders was 19 on the Billboard country charts before I went on Larry King.
I know, but what happened is what you've done is you've moved the situation along. You've almost like leading the witness. So it's almost like if you walked into a whorehouse with $5,000 cash tabled to your forehead and said, "No, thanks, I'm a virgin." It's just not going to work that way, I-Man.
That's a dumb analogy, but one I'm not surprised you would draw.
You should work on that one, Sid.
Really, I mean, that's
You may have a good case, but that didn't help it.
You're almost dumber than Mad Dog, which is saying a lot.
Typical Rosenberg analogy.
That's like walking into a whorehouse, Mike, and,
That's like they were talking about dog races one time, and Mad Dog's got the dogs chasing a duck around them.
Hey, Mad Dog's pretty good without Francesa.
Is he?
Oh, he's on fire, that kid. Let Doggy be Doggy.
You know, it seems like a nice guy is Jason Giambi.
Yeah,
nice,
he is a
very
nice
nice.
guy. Why wouldn't he be a nice guy?
Well, a lot of these guys are. Mo Vaughn's a fat jerk.
Barry Bonds.
Good point. Very good
Barry
point.
Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah,
all
that's
of
good.
them.
Yeah, very good point.
Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens.
Jordan
Place.
Yeah. No, Jason Giambi seems like he's very, very happy to be here. He's enjoying himself.
Got a good attitude. Got a perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like just a nice kid.
But how
Sid's just a big Met fan, by the way.
Not a kid, I guess. But.
Well, I'm just. How come we moved off the other subject?
Because it's ridiculous and there's no point in discussing it.
But I mean,
You already lost the bet. Shut up. Get your Dale Evans outfit on and be quiet. So, that's the end of it.
Really? I mean, you won't even ask the rest of your staff what they think?
About what?
About what? Whose side
case?
do you think they're going to take?
What case are you trying to make?
Well, let's. I mean, it's your show. Why don't you ask? Let's start with Lou. What he thinks about.
Of course, start with Lou.
Let's start with what he thinks about you going on Larry King and offering $10,000. Yeah.
To charity.
Yeah.
It sounds a little fishy to me. It sounds a little fishy. Something's fishy about it.
The record, Lou, you little bastard,
For charity.
is for charity, first of all. And now he's going to be honest. I asked him about a bit. He lies to me. Now he wants to be honest. Oh, that's great.
Are you asking me? I'm telling you.
No, that's fine. That's what I want. But let me point something out, Lou.
Sid'll give you that Christmas bonus.
Lou, it was... Lou,
If Sid is still here, even.
it was 19 on the country charts. It went up. It went from 49 to 19. It was already on the charts before I went on Larry King.
No, the charts are fine. I have no problem with the charts.
Right.
You're probably right about it going on the charts, but you get on and you say something about money, and something doesn't jive with me.
Why?
Because
the record's not. But here's the point. Because country music has an aversion to these kinds of records. Now, I'm not sitting around thinking we should start playing Merle Haggard again, or any of those people. I mean, I'm sick of it. That's enough.
Well, when you say I issue a challenge and I'll put money out there, something doesn't... No, he made a bet with Sid. Is that right?
Yes.
Made a bet with Sid that if it got...
That I already won before I went on Larry King. The bet had already been won.
Oh, you already won the bet beforehand.
Well, I mean, that's...
I already won the bet before I went on Larry King. So,
but you only won the bet because you're the boss.
So then why did you say...
No, we'll play the tape.
Why did you issue a challenge then on Larry King if you already won?
Very good question.
Because I want to see, because I think Waving My Heart Goodbye is a hit record.
That had nothing to do with the bet, though.
That had nothing to do with the bet.
But where did the 10 grand come into play then?
Well, because you got to give them some incentive. They're not going to play. They're not going to play
That's what I'm talking about. Leading the
They're not going to play. They're not going to play the record. They're going to play Tim McGraw. They're going to play Mark Chestnut. They're going to play Diamond Rio. They're going to play Brooks and Dunn. Well, they should play the Flatlanders.
They should.
Well, that's a way to get them to do it.
Well, they shouldn't need incentive then to play it.
It brought some attention to the record. Now, you know, where the record will start is at small country music stations and medium market country stations. They'll take a look at it and they'll say, well...
No, I think it was what you did was great for the band, but don't you think that in our competition...
No, it doesn't have anything to do with our competition.
Well,
I already won that. I said it would get on the charts. You said it wouldn't.
No, but
you said top 10 or somebody said, but I never said top. That was not the bet, Sid.
You just said charts. That's all you did say.
Charts, yeah.
That's all I said.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, how many songs are on the charts?
backing me up on that.
Who's coming back? Who's coming back and spelling that bonus?
Wait a second. Wait.
You know what, Sid? You're an idiot. If that's the way the bet was, it's clear you won the bet.
That's the way the bet was.
I didn't hear any numbers.
How many songs are on the charts?
How many albums are on the Billboard chart?
You could have 100 songs on the charts.
No. You know how many are on the country charts?
How many country songs are on the country charts?
No, how many country albums are on the Billboard charts, the total charts? 200.
That's what I'm saying. So,
well, yeah, but I can't help it because you're stupid and didn't know that. I knew that.
You led me again. See, there were two different lists.
Well, no, you're wallowing in your ignorance.
Well, it already broke the top 20, Sid. I mean, what else? Come on.
Yeah, but I never even really saw the Billboard chart. That's all.
I'll be happy to show it to you.
Who has a copy of it?
I do.
You're going to look at yourself in the mirror, Lou. You can check it out online, Sid, if you want.
I did. I looked online. I looked up the Billboard chart. Number 19 says Shakira, shaking my booty or something like that.
No. That's you're not looking at the country charts.
Right.
Besides,
And then right after that was Flatlanders.
It was the week of July 6th. And I have it here. I'll fax it to you in the morning. It's up at the house.
I don't think the fax machine is working here, right, man?
We'll find one that works.
Get your facts straight, Sid.
Don't be swearing on machines that Kara and Julie have to listen to. Don't be swearing around them at all.
I don't. I apologize. I apologize to Julie. I apologize to Kara, and I apologize to you, I-Man, that I was so out of line.
Well, I don't accept your apology.
Really?
No.
Not at all.
Then I take it back.
Well, fine.
Okay, great then. F like that.
Take it and shove it up your... F you all.
Yeah.
And F the Flatlanders, too, by that matter. Spectacular.
What a jerk. 16 till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program.
Would you say that sin? You know I love you, but you done it again. You should've shut up while you had the chance. Should've shut up, should've shut up. A little silence ain't a crime, you know. Why don't you just leave it alone? But no, not you. You should've shut up. Imus in the morning.
All right, let me talk to you now about Mohegan Sun, exit 79A. It could have a single from the album, Flatlanders Now Again, has to become a legitimate top 10 record at any top 10 any top 10 market country station. So, you know, that could not happen. They could play Waving My Heart. They could maybe not think I'm right about Waving My Heart Goodbye.
Yeah.
And they, you know.
No, you're not right.
Well, no, I know I'm right.
Well,
I know I'm right.
I'll end it here. If I can provide audio in the next 24 hours on your program, I'm in.
Yeah.
If I can provide audio where you agreed that the song has to be in the top 10.
No, first of all, you stop. Now it's starting to annoy me. Drop it.
Okay.
The bet was the bet. You lost the bet. Shut up about it.
Okay.
Get your Dale Evans outfit on and come in. You're going to phony up some tape.
No, I would not. That I would not do. I would not do that.
I never agreed to top 10. Well, what difference would it make? It got on. I said it would get on the charts. You said it wouldn't get on the charts.
I did say that. That's true.
No.
I did say
So
that.
case closed.
The bet's over. The bet's done. I lost.
Damn right.
That's
So
it.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
It's not the first time you've dressed up like a woman, either on the show or off. I think we have a dress to you.
That's all you need to know.
You got to get a hold of Cindy over at Billy Martin's and get a hold of Doug Newton. And, in fact, ask Kara to call Doug Newton. Have Cindy come over to the program.
Right.
And measure Sid. That'll be the first thing we'll have to do. And then we'll make this Dale Evans outfit for you. Billy Martin's will. And then we'll...
Cowgirl hat.
Yes, of course.
On the back, perched on the back of your little head.
Yeah. And then we'll get it on.
Until we meet.
What's the matter now, Sid?
No,
End of conversation.
I lost the bet, and I got to dress as Dale Evans, and I will dress as Dale Evans, and I will sing Happy Trails, and...
With a smile on your face.
Yes, I would. Yes, I mean, yes.
Well, what makes you think that there was some top 10?
I don't know. I was told there's some audio laying around where you said that the song had to hit the top 10, but I'm willing to put this to
Did I, Lou?
I don't remember.
No, I mean, I couldn't possibly have said that.
I honestly don't remember.
So
I think Bernie or somebody else said that.
I think you're right. I mean,
I have no recollection.
But I don't want to be unfair either, but I do know what I said.
this is like the Oliver North tapes over here. No one remembers it.
I need to be refreshed.
Go check then if you think you know.
No, the bet's over. The I-Man won. I lost fair and square. And I don't think we need to revisit this again. I'm going to go home and
There's a tremble in your voice.
practice happy trails. And I'll even take my broomstick and ride it as if I was riding a horse at Gillies.
Well, now I'm concerned. Now, if I actually agreed to top 10.
No.
Well, where did this information come from?
It's
you
not.
said you've been told.
It's not.
Well, who told you?
Well, I'm not. I can't reveal them. Joey.
Oh, yeah, you can reveal it. Who
I'm not
told you?
going to tell Joey.
You're such a slime. You're really slime.
Joey?
No, Joey? He says he thinks he may have heard that, but I'm not.
Joey DeFazio?
No, not Joey DeFazio.
I'm going to kill Joey and Joey's uncle, then fat Uncle Sonny.
Joe DiMaggio?
Yeah, it's not. It's just
Joey who?
Joe. His name is Joey.
Joey Bishop?
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to reveal
Joe the
it.
Bookie.
Yeah, Joey.
You are God, what are you?
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to be a rat. I don't want to.
Character
No,
research.
no.
I'm in trouble. I'm going to call you, Sid.
No, I'm just saying.
You'd make a great prisoner of war.
Oh, my God.
The troops are over the hill there, hide behind the bushes.
No,
About 5,000 of them.
Lou, I don't know what Lou Rufino. No, Lou, no, he's over there.
Redhead guy?
Yeah, I know. He's home. Go find him there.
What's going on in sports, Sid?
I guess the biggest story of the day, besides the fact that Jason Giambi won the home run hitting contest last night, is, and I have to revisit this. We talked about this much earlier this morning, and that involves Green Bay Packer fullback Najee Davenport, arrested on Monday.
What did he do?
Well, Najee Davenport is on the Packers now, but he used to go to the University of Miami,
Sure.
And it turns out that he went back to the school. He likes to visit the school every once in a while. Why not? He's an alumnus. But I'm not sure if most people would do this. He broke into Mary McCarthy's dorm room at 6 o'clock in the morning. Mary McCarthy told police she was startled by a strange sound, and as she awoke and looked in her closet, she saw Najee Davenport actually defecating in her laundry basket.
My socks is brown now. They was white before.
Taking a dump in her laundry basket.
Yeah,
come
yes.
on.
Najee Davenport arrested for doing exactly what you just said.
What was his explanation for that behavior?
I don't know, but his attorney said, quote, "This whole thing is a misunderstanding."
The whole thing stinks.
Hey, Mary, what's up?
Where's your bathroom?
Mary, couldn't find the right bathroom.
Well, I peed in a phone booth, so.
I tried to flush it, but nothing worked.
It's your wake-up call.
Oh, man. Was he drunk or what?
There's no report, but you can only hope to God that he was.
Yeah.
I mean, how else do you explain it?
I don't know.
I mean, who else would do that at 6 o'clock in the morning, break into somebody's dorm room to make in their laundry?
I don't know.
Pulling a Margot Kidder.
I don't know. What is that? I mean, I just don't know.
Good morning.
What prompts that behavior?
Pitching off a big old loaf on us.
I think I'll break into this
panties.
Good. Wasn't me.
Original. That's New York. Picnics at Jones Beach, baseball games at Shea Stadium, and always there to add flavor to these times, Goulden's Mustard. For 140 years, Goulden's has been New York's original and favorite spicy brown mustard, adding that zesty, deli-style taste to New Yorkers' most loved foods. So whether it's hot dogs, ham sandwiches, or soft pretzels, make sure you have Goulden's, a New York original. Goulden's Mustard adds just the right flavor and zest.
Bank want free checking? Go to Greenpoint Bank. No minimum balance, no monthly fee. Come sign up today and get a free gift. Get going to Greenpoint. With reports every 20 minutes, Rich Ackerman, WFAN 2020 Sports.
Want to talk New York sports? Then keep it here all day, every day on The Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
Martin's Western Place to outfit you in your Dale Evans outfit.
Great.
I got an unnecessarily long email from my friend Doug Newton, who owns the various Billy Martin stores throughout the country. And he informs me that they have a pretty spiffy outfit for you. So.
Do you have any idea, Iron Man, at this time exactly when I'll be wearing that outfit?
When are you going on vacation?
Next Friday.
Before then.
Before next Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Now, Iron Man, there's a couple of sports stories today that we must talk about this morning.
All right.
Once again, guys in trouble. Let's start with this one. Al Unser Jr. Al Unser Jr. in his car drunk the other night.
Uh-oh.
He's in the passenger seat. He's trying to play with the, what do you call that, the shift. And I guess that his girlfriend who was driving kept telling him to stop. And at one point, she kind of smacked his hand away from the shift. So he smacked her across the face. And I've got here a little play-by-play. It's only about 7 seconds, but it's the girlfriend calling 911. You want to hear it, Iman?
Sure.
Here it is.
My boyfriend is drunk, and he just hit me, and he took the keys from me, and he will not let me have the keys, and I'm the designated driver.
The girl was
The story
found...
I heard was that she was slipping in the Flatlanders CD, and he just couldn't take it anymore.
There in line 5 is Mike Lupica. Good morning, Loopy.
Remember when the feds were trying to smoke out Noriega by playing music incessantly?
Yeah.
When he finally surrendered, did they stop then?
It's fine with me, Loopy and Sid and all of you. If you want to deny the little children, the little homeless children of Los Angeles, $10,000 that the I-Man is willing to give them through my little friend Peter Tilden's Children's Charity, that's all fine. If you're happy with the little homeless children starving to death on the streets of Los Angeles.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Taylor, get the checkbook, honey.
1, 2, 3. Imus in the morning.
Do you have thinning hair? I bet you hate it, don't you? I know I did.
Horrible.
Yeah. Look at it.
And we got and then David Juris is coming out today. We got a fax from his horror show wife, and God, is she Alice?
Oh, come on.
Why do you Alice do is a horror show.
The classiest woman I ever met in my life.
Oh, she is a nightmare.
Oh,
my God.
Wonderfully mature, aging, lovely, graceful person.
She
Absolutely.
is a nightmare.
She's a saint.
She might as well have horns. She sends us
Give her yours.
She sends us a fax. She sends us a fax here to the ranch telling us what she can't eat.
Yes.
She's now suddenly allergic to everything. So it's for a lot of good reasons. It's a totally vegetarian ranch. That's all. We eat eggs, of course, but that's it. And we have one of the great chefs in the Southwest. Chef Ron Romero.
Chef Dahmer.
She faxes out. Now, this nitwit thinks she's going to the Canyon Ranch, I guess. She faxes out this list of food she can eat. Fish, chicken, meat. Does she have any idea what's going on out here? She's the only person who's been out here who would... They're going to be here 3 days. Here's my suggestion to Alice. Have a salad while you're here. Or how about a fast?
A 3-day fast.
A 3-day fast.
Cleanse the old body, cleanse everything out. Great.
Okay. We'll get to the president's stuff on Wall Street. Nothing, there's just a bunch of jive. Now let's wrap up this quickly. Joseph Abboud is in the studio. He's one of the clothing designer of some... What did the card say?
Break a dick.
No.
Oh, come on, man.
It was supposed to be a leg, but...
Yeah, I know. I guess they must have misspelled it.
Yeah.
In the translation.
All right. I'm very happy for you, bro.
Thanks, boss.
Get off my phone.
Bye.
It's coming up on 23 after the hour. Here's Christy Musumeci now, the Scum Report. Good morning, Christy.
Morning, I-Man. Move Over Osborne's Anna Nicole Smith has a reality show of her own on E! Anna gathered with reporters yesterday saying she hopes her new show, which debuts August 4th, will win her some respect and show people that she's got real talent.
I'm doing it because I've been stuck in my house so long from the litigation, and when he came, it was just time when I got out of litigation, and it was just perfect timing for me to get out. It's just to have fun with the show and to get out of my house and get away from the litigation.
Is she
What
on
are you laughing
Quaaludes?
about, Christy?
Is she on Quaaludes or
No,
what?
that's one of your friends. Come on.
Good.
That sounds like somebody you'd be hanging out at a bar with.
She's been raiding your Percocet. Percocet
Sound like the Iron Man
stash
has to
there.
get thrown off of Destiny.
Exactly. Apparently, Anna...
It's 7:14. Chuck, what's going on? Hey, we're having a great show.
You're sucking helium.
Man,
Man, what a
she
fat
Actually,
skate.
just a little...
sitting in her house eating for...
Well,
God knows
that's...
how long. Apparently, she's holding no... That is a mess. Willing to show it all on this show, no matter how humiliating. In one promo clip, she admits that she hasn't had sex for 2 years.
Really?
Obviously taking comfort with food over that hiatus. And possibly with her dog, a 4-year-old black poodle Sugar Pie, who Anna says is on Prozac because he's obsessed with her.
Like if I go out somewhere, she won't eat and she won't drink, and she just shakes until I get back. She's crazy about her mom.
God
She
only
sounds drunk,
knows.
doesn't she?
She totally sounds drunk.
Yeah.
And God only knows what she's doing with that mutt.
Man,
Freak.
man.
Don't think we need to...
They can find
we
it
need to
beneath
explore
the
that.
folds.
Animal.
That'll be fine.
Ham sandwich. And Michael Jackson will not shut up, I-Man. New York Post reports he's lashing out at these accusations that he's a gay child molester who bleaches his skin so he won't look black, calling it a conspiracy, and says the music industry turned on him the minute he outsold Elvis and the Beatles. He said, I know my race. I know I'm black. Give me a break. Joseph Abboud is darker than he is.
He and Michael Ovitz should room together.
Good grief.
Maybe, Mike, if you'd stop with the Clorox face peels, you would look your real race.
Here's how over Michael Ovitz is. Not that we didn't recognize that, but did you read the parody in Time magazine, Charles, the last page?
No.
It's his itinerary for the day. It includes about 3 naps.
Yeah.
And Mr. T cancels lunch on him. It's 25 after the hour. Thanks, Chrissy.
If you can't come around outskirts of town.
Adam Duritiz from Counting Crows. Well, the Warren Zevon song. That's a great record, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Man, that's just a great record. I got the kids sitting in the dining room. The old Doc and everybody.
Yep.
Sing along with it, Carmelita. Little Amin coming in the barn screaming, Carmelita. Unfortunately, I don't know where you can get it. I mean, it's on an album called the I-10 Chronicles, which has people like Adam Duritiz on it and Willie Nelson and some other people. The rest of the album is dreadful. You like it, don't you? But it's not. I don't know. But that's a great record. It's 26 after the hour. Christy Musumeci's here with her Scum Report. How are you this morning, Christy?
I'm good. You know, old Adam Duritiz there dated Jennifer Aniston before she married Brad Pitt.
I understand that. Also, I think he was pound-a-tating Courtney Cox, right?
Was he?
Well, it's according to Bernie or somebody.
Busy man.
Definitely.
Definitely.
That's fine. He's about as busy as Senator John Kerry was before he got married.
He really liked cocks. A lot.
We could have...
Done without that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, just...
What do you mean?
Anyway, what's going on? Hurry up. We got...
Well, Chelsea Clinton apparently sobered up long enough to arrive in Switzerland to begin an internship with the World Health Organization, where she'll allegedly be helping improve the lives of children. The former first daughter could begin, though, by helping kids by keeping out of the various tabloids with pictures of her throwing up drunk. Give the Cosmos a break there, Chelsea. So far into her internship, though, we're happy to report, I-Man, no reports of any 50-year-old perverts sticking their Johnsons in Chelsea's mouth.
Oh.
What the hell has happened to you, Chris?
That's what her dad did, no?
Come on.
That's good that hasn't happened yet.
Comes around, goes around, Bill. Better hope his daughter doesn't
That will be fine.
Any old pervs, you know.
That will be... Got it.
The Clinton legacy rolls on.
Right.
And the cat's out of the bag. Maybe the reason Anna Kournikova can't win a tennis match is because she is not one to abstain from sex prior to a big match. While in London for Wimbledon, she and her boyfriend, Enrique Iglesias, apparently up till 4 a.m. having a raucous romp in the Four Seasons hotel room. The moaning and screams were so loud, I-Man, managers had to be sent up to the room to keep it down.
Jeez.
Enrique, rub your mole on me.
That will mean you shut up.
Trust the vodka. Anyway, the Williams sisters kicked Anna's butt the next day. Her and her partner there in the doubles match did not go well. And one more little item here. Britney Spears, move over. Justin Timberlake likes his ladies older and darker. The New York Post reports this morning he and Janet Jackson have been seen lip-locked all over the place.
You're making me sick.
I'm telling you, she's 36, he's 21. You know, she's like her brother. She likes him younger.
It's 28 after the hour. Christy Musumeci with the Scum Report. Senator John Kerry will be coming up. We'll provide a window of purity for the senator here.
Teen angel, teen angel, teen angel. Imus in the morning.
Do you have thinning hair? I bet you hate it, don't you? I know I do.
Sam Highway Patrol.
18 at the hour here on the Imus Morning program. Congressman J.D. Hayworth from Arizona is coming up, and then a Michael Jackson song parody, then Walter Cronkite on my being inducted into yet another Hall of Fame, which is an abject insult.
Amen.
We'll talk with Peter Tilden from KZLA in Los Angeles, which is the biggest country music station in America, in which they played the Flatlanders Waving My Heart Goodbye once an hour yesterday, and conducted a poll on their website in which they asked whether people wanted to continue to hear it or not hear it. And people wanted to continue to hear it 52% to 48%, even though various people tried to jerk us around. We still won. Here on line 2 is Renee from Austin, Texas. Good morning, Renee.
Good morning, Don. I want to say I was glad to finally get a hold of you. I've been trying to get a hold of you since the night you were on the Larry King Show with the Flatlanders. You can get the I-10 Chronicles at Waterloo.com, Waterloo Records here in Austin, Texas. I also have a question I want to ask you. I know you've never seen the Flatlanders, and the Flatlanders...
I had them on the show, dope.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, when you were on Larry King, I thought you said you'd never seen him in concert.
Well, we had them in the studio in New York. I'm in New Mexico. We had them in the studio in New York.
Oh, okay. Well, they're coming to Austin, Texas for the Down from the Mountain tour.
They're going to come to the ranch here.
They're going to come to your ranch,
Sing for the kids.
Great. Oh, wonderful. Joe and Jimmy and Butch are just fantastic.
We're handcuffing the kids now to the little chairs out in the courtyard so they can't try to escape.
My 5-year-old runs around singing "I Thought the Wreck Was Over" all day long. She just loves them. She just loves them. But anyway, well, I was going to offer you...
I guess the liquor stores are open pretty early there in Austin.
Could you be a bigger a-hole? This lady couldn't kiss your butt enough.
I am just kidding around with her.
She loves the alligator song. She loves the alligator song.
This woman loves the I-Man.
Yeah.
You can also buy the I-10 Chronicles at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, and the only reason we want to buy it is because of this song. It's a Warren Zevon song that he wrote 212 years ago. But this is Adam Duritiz, guy from Counting Crows, who was apparently pound-a-tating most of the cast of Friends.
Well, I hear mariachi static on the radio.
Which is this obscure album that Chicken Jack brought to my attention. However, said you'll be happy to learn it's available at Amazon.com and
No, I don't like it anymore.
You got to calm down, Sid, and be supportive.
But do you like the song?
I think you need to be on heroin.
I do. It's such a depressing song. I mean, it's good. It's.
I'm gonna be on heroin. That's for sure.
24 after the hour here on the Sunday morning program.
No.
They just had a shot of I-Man on MSNBC singing the song, leaning back in his chair.
Guys on welfare.
Carmelita.
Oh man, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Yeah, right. Feel good now.
You got it. You know, Sid, you got no soul in your life. I mean, you're an empty vessel.
There's a song called Rising, by Bruce Springsteen that just came out that you may want to throw on the air once or twice. That's just my opinion.
Sick of him.
And just so you know, I was on KZLA's website.
41 kicks in the ass. That's what I like to give to Springsteen.
You are just an absolute jerk, Sid. Get out of the studio and go ahead and rest it. Papa, giddy up. Papa,
Imus in the morning.
All right. Let me talk to you now about the Hackensack University Medical Center. I do know. It's time for another. Media Watch, draining the swamp of America's media morass with chief antiseptician Walter Cronkite. Draining the swamp, indeed, a task whose end never comes. Each time the bog appears to have dried, another oozing slough of slime boils up to entrap the unwary. Our pocket of muck this time arrives in the form of a letter, a malodorous missive over the signature of one Donald V. West, the chairman of some obscure, self-appointed honor society contrivance that calls itself, with embarrassing pretension, the Broadcasting and Cable Hall of Fame. Well, item 1, Mr. West, Cable Hall of Fame is at best oxymoronic, as it strikes me are you. For the letter you've signed is directed to, of all the people, Don Imus, and announces with great self-important and, believe me, wordy fanfare, the I-Man's election to the lofty rank of the 213 individuals who grace your association. Wordy, self-important? Get this paragraph from Chairman West. Paragraph 2, and I quote, "Indeed, it is not too much to say that you have engaged and empowered a new generation of radio listeners and the quantum enlargement in the medium's reach, influence, and enjoyment, while extending your force to television as well. If you haven't yet thrown up," Mr. West concludes the passage, "I count myself both a beneficiary and an admirer of that accomplishment." Jesus, lose the thesaurus and find the dictionary, you kiss-ass. Questions instantly arise, don't they? Item, who asked you, Mr. West, indeed, who granted you permission to induct Don Imus? Certainly not Imus or his representatives, who, and rightly so, consider such actions to be direct exploitation, demanding immediate legal remedy. You are, I would venture, familiar with the name David Boys? For with whom have you and your cohorts decided to lump the name Imus? Well, the Imus name shall now ring alongside Imogene Coca, Raymond Burr, Regis Philbin, Peter Jennings, Ted Turner, for the love of God, Lawrence Welk, Casey Kasem, Kelsey Grammer, Dinah Shore, and Sherry Lewis, and Lamb Chop, to name but a few. Hall of Fame? Excuse me, that's not even a vestibule of the vapid. So, we learn by way of Mr. West's letter that the 12th annual induction ceremony will take place in early November, and that the event will attract a who's who of the network and programming communities. Reviewing past honorees, Mr. West, you don't need a who's who, you need a what's what. Finally, writes our chairman, I hope that your schedule will permit you to be present to accept the Hall of Fame trophy. Mr. West, you are a fool. Given the dimension of this affront to the I-Man, you'll be fortunate if you get off with defending yourself in a lawsuit rather than a gunfight. Will you please mind your own business? Sad. For Media Watch, this is Walter Cronkite. Thank you and good night. What? My name's in there? Really? Huh. Well, never mind. 10 minutes now until the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Please welcome now, with sports, Sid Rosenberg. Good morning, Mr. Rosenberg.
Good morning, I-Man. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good. The big story today, Allen Iverson. Looks like the police in Philadelphia are still looking for Allen. You know the whole story, of course.
Now tell me again.
Well, last
week,
week,
but tell me.
Last Wednesday, he had a fight with his wife, Tawana, and he kicked her out of the house.
Uh-oh. Apparently he caught her reading his copy of the Wall Street Journal before he got his hands on it.
Well, can understand
Where's my
that.
journal at, bitch?
That'll be fine.
Yeah, so he kicks her out of the house, and she ends up at some other guy's house.
Sure.
And then he arrives there that next morning, early that next morning, I believe before 6 a.m., with a gun, trying to get to his wife.
To what, reconcile?
To reconcile, exactly.
Sure.
But the wife wasn't there.
I'll just get 2 subscriptions, baby. Come on back.
Yeah, the wife was not there. So I
Where
guess...
was she?
Don't know. But I guess Iverson threatened these guys with the gun until he told them where she was. And eventually, these guys told Iverson where she was so he can contact her by cell phone.
Right.
A happy marriage, it sounds like.
Well,
Did he check the library?
so what happened?
Well, I guess he spoke to her on the phone, and everything was okay afterwards. They did reconcile.
Yeah.
But I don't think, and I could be wrong here, but I don't think you're allowed to go to somebody's apartment at 6 o'clock in the morning with a gun, threatening them to find out the phone number, the cell phone number of somebody else.
Really?
I don't think so.
They say they're going to charge him with terroristic threats.
Yeah. It's like terrorism, exactly right.
Well, where is Mr. Iverson now?
Right
we don't
now?
Know.
Studying.
We don't know.
Where is he?
Well, where is he?
It's in class.
Checking out the summer class schedule.
Hanging with Dick Grasso? Where?
Down in Villanova.
We don't know where Allen Iverson is right now, but
Okay.
Supposedly he's already talked to the police, and things are moving along in the Allen Iverson case.
All right.
Second half of the baseball season, I-Man starts tonight.
Any further information? Any fleshing out of the running back from the Green Bay Packers who broke into the dorm room at Miami at the University of Miami in the woman's room? Mary McCarthy was her name.
That's exactly right.
And took a dump in her laundry basket in the closet. Any further clarification from him about what his motives might have been?
No, but I mean, what could his
He just ate a
motive?
bowl of raisin bread. Couldn't help it.
I mean, think about it. What could he possibly say?
I don't know. I'd just like to hear something, wouldn't you?
Well,
He's got to have some explanation.
Well, could you think of something, I-Man, that would make you feel better about it? That you would say, you know what? I understand why he did that. Just anything. Could you think of anything? Give me one example.
I don't know.
Any scenario
Give me
under
one.
which...
Okay.
Yeah, under which Naja Davenport could make you understand why he broke into a girl's room at 6 o'clock in the morning just to make a duty in a closet. Give me one.
I don't know that that's my goal, looking for some rationale to make me accept the act itself. I just think I'd just like to know why he did it.
Yeah, well, I don't know either, but it just seems it's going to be impossible for him to come up with anything. Look, I've had cramps before also. Don't get me wrong.
I just want to hear why he did it. It doesn't mean that it's acceptable. It's obviously you go take a dump in a laundry basket in the girl's closet. That's unacceptable behavior.
Wasn't it characterized as a simple misunderstanding?
Yes, that's how it was characterized.
Yeah, well, I want to know exactly what he misunderstood. That doesn't mean that I'm looking for him to come up with some plausible explanation that I can accept.
Well, I mean, I guess he's just going to say that he couldn't find the bathroom when he had cramps, and what was he going to do?
We can speculate forever.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, obviously he could find the bathroom. He took the trouble to break into a room. I mean,
And go in the closet.
It's a dorm, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, there's probably bathrooms in the hallway.
Well, let's think about this for a second. Is it possible that he broke into the dorm to do something else, and then he got nervous, got cramps, and found himself in trouble, couldn't get out of the bedroom, and decided to go into the closet to do what he had to do? Maybe his intention was not to go in there and do that at first.
Well, you would be best equipped of anyone on this program to provide an explanation for that sort of behavior, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I can just imagine, because I do things sometimes. I get nervous and I get cramps, and
I'm sure you do.
And I mean, I used to stop. This is a true story. I used to have to drive like a half hour to work down in Florida, and there was always the same exit off 195 where I'd get these terrible cramps every day. And I used to stop at the same exact convenience store, run in, run out, and do my business every single day, because I got a bad stomach. You got a bad stomach, man?
No, I don't.
No? Your bowels, everything moves okay? You good with that?
Oh, please.
Come on.
Yes, everything.
Check the
everything moves fine, Sid.
Because I'm going to get a virtual colonoscopy one of these days. Make sure I'm doing okay.
It's 4 minutes till the hour. I'd like to give it to you.
Get everything checked.
Imus in the morning. At Six Flags Great Adventure, celebrate our spectacular...
It's from some radio station we're on in Colorado.
Uh-huh.
In Aspen. Is that right?
I don't know.
Imus in the Morning brought to you by the Steamboat Springs Pro Rodeo Series. Bust out the chute every Friday and Saturday night. All right now.
Okay.
Imus in the Morning brought to you by the Steamboat Springs Pro Rodeo Series.
I guess so.
Bust out the chute every Friday and Saturday night. Send that to him, Joey. Here's Chuck with the news. Good morning, Joe.
Morning, I-Man. The hate fest, if you will, the bitter fight between Rudy Giuliani and Donna Hanover may finally be at an end.
Mm-hmm.
The former mayor has reached a divorce settlement with his ex, avoiding what could have been an increasingly ugly and drawn-out trial.
Entertaining trial.
Yeah, so we are denied that now.
Once again, screwing us.
Donna's attorney, Helen Brzezinski, said the deal was really good for her client.
He will be paying her more than $6.8 million. This is a spectacular win for Donna and the children.
And she also gets $370,000 in court costs. She gets the $500,000 Upper East Side apartment and other stuff. And all of this, the $6.8 million, is going to be in cash and has to be tax-free. She gets
that's 13 million. So, anyway, go ahead.
Well, the defense attorney in the case, Jeffrey Feiger, says the evidence to him is hard to deny.
There are people who would defend the actions of the police, but that camera speaks louder than words. Those actions are inexcusable.
Roy Burns from
Slam your head on it. That was a bad thing to say.
What's the reason for that?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I said nothing.
Just sick. It's the last hour of the program, and things get a little loose.
You don't even listen to what he says.
I sort of did.
Okay, that makes it even better. You heard him, and you still hammered him.
This guy's from the Association for L.A. County Sheriffs. It says the force was an act of self-defense.
The officer who is striking the individual is being grabbed in the groin area and defending himself.
No. That refers to another case. That doesn't refer to the Inglewood, California case. That's a case coming from Oklahoma City. It's another videotape of
It's a deal where J.C. Watts is roughing up a cop again?
No, it's not at all. Not at all. It's an incident in which a videotape was made of a guy who's down, I-Man, and the police can be seen around him and striking him multiple times, over a couple of dozen times. The police chief there in Oklahoma City, though, says on reviewing the circumstances, he did not see officers actually doing anything wrong.
It's kind of interesting. I can't remember who was on the program yesterday, but I can remember these events from 30 years ago. Oh, well. All right, more news stuff coming up. It's 14 after the hour here on the program. See, I missed the morning program. This is a Carmelita bumper. Give you a little taste of this, babies. Here we go.
6 for details. I'm Lori McNichol for the Warnock Automotive Group Fan Highway Patrol.
Michael Jackson here on the Imus Morning program. 23 after the hour. Well, I don't know. Charles just informed me about the war on the Ed Smart thing. What was that, Charles?
Oh, this is just one of the reports in the paper this morning regarding this letter said that the father said that police had received a copy of this one-page typewritten unsigned letter by fax even before he received a copy in the mail. He declined to say where it was postmarked, but this says, according to this Associated Press, says cops said that...
Good night.
Whiskey River, take my...
$990 due at the signing now through July 31st. Call 1-800-862-0406 for details. I'm Laurie McNichol for the Warnock Automotive Group Fan Highway Patrol.
14 till the hour here on the Imus Morning program, and time for sports, and our guy, Sid Rosenberg. Good morning, Sid.
Morning, 14. Give me 1 second here. I meant 11, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
What?
I was just trying to figure out, the vote going on KZLA.
Right.
I just figured that right now the vote is 50-50.
No, the vote closed. I told you, we just talked to Peter Tilden.
Yeah.
The vote closed at 3 a.m.
Of course, when I figured out all the
Los Angeles time, and we had it was 52 to 48%, which he said. I can play the tape back for you.
Hold on here.
We had 27,510 votes yes, 25,777 no. We won.
Here's what I've got. Here's my calculations. My calculations are 69% no, 31% yes. And the way I figured that out is I've taken the actual number, and I've minus from that number the amount of times that you voted yourself on the internet this morning on this poll, and it's now to 31%.
No. What you don't understand, Sid, I got to explain to you. I didn't vote this morning.
I've got 8,214 off your computer in New Mexico.
Sid, I didn't vote this morning.
You voted last night.
I voted yesterday. Listen.
Yeah.
I didn't just get off the bus from Poughkeepsie.
No.
I had no intention of losing.
No, of course not.
No, so.
And also, by the way, that guy Peter Tilden, the kid from Los Angeles.
Yes.
You like him?
He's from Philadelphia.
You like him?
He's a nice kid.
He's a putz.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is, and I didn't like him, and he showed you very little respect, by the way.
Well,
you're asking Charles about the Dow Jones. It's fallen 10,000 points the last 3 days, and he's talking over you. And then he's calling you.
Sid.
Don, like he knows you for 15 years. He's on some country station in Los Angeles that
I understand
nobody cares about.
And
he's calling you Don, like he's worked on the show for 20 years.
I understand that, but when you subject yourself to talking to local disc jockeys, it's the Scott Shannon syndrome.
It's worse.
You just have to deal with it. He's a nice kid. He has a nice charity. He was doing the charity before he got in radio. It's a worthwhile charity. He gave me a great line to hammer him on the way out, and that was fine. I mean, they always do that, and it was fine. I don't think you got being mean to guys like that. It just doesn't. It's too easy, and it doesn't help.
Well,
so I understand what you're saying.
Peter Tilden, Sean Parr, Billy Burke, and Brian Douglas.
Well, whatever.
There's your all-star lineup.
Okay, that's fine. But it doesn't hurt to be. He's a nice kid. I like the kid. He's got a radio program to do. He wants to be funny and whatever. And am I right, Charles?
And hadn't everybody been at that kind of place at some time in their career?
The I-Man's right. The I-Man's being magnanimous. He did sound a little snotty.
He was very snotty.
The I-Man is above that.
Yeah, yes, I'm above that. It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing to me.
Well, I would just recommend that
the record's a hit record. That was my point.
But if it's a hit record, how come Tilden's got the chart on his website and doesn't he have the Flatlanders?
Well, because they just started
20?
to play it yesterday, you jerk.
Oh.
I don't need you hammering me too, you bald-headed putz.
Well, I just think that this whole relationship between you and Tilden...
You want to go back to the good guys thing you were doing over there? How'd that work out for you?
Sports guys?
I'm going to turn you over to Francesa. Let him deal with you. We're back tight again, by the way,
What's that?
Mike and I are back tight again,
Oh, you are?
Would you take him out to dinner?
I love Francesa. I really do.
You haven't even spoken to him for a couple of months now.
Yes, I have.
He's on vacation now. You can't even talk to him.
No, I haven't talked to him lately, but I'm out here.
Yeah, I don't think the relationship is the same.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it's ever going to be the same.
That's not true.
No, I think it's damaged beyond any...
No, he lost all that money over the Belmont and never said a word, because we would have lost it as well.
It's like when you beat your wife, you make up with her. It's just not the same.
No. It's never the same.
No.
Never the same.
The hurt is there.
No, you don't beat your wife, period.
No,
That's not the analogy we want to employ here.
I think he's saying when trust is broken in a relationship some way.
Scars are there.
I got first of all, Sid, you jerk. I got mad at Francesca for being mean to you.
I know that. Believe me.
Okay, well then, but
I love you for that. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, but then, but my friendship with Mike Francesa goes a lot deeper than that. I'm not going to blow up my relationship with Mike Francesa over that, over you. I just defended you, and Mike understood, and Mike knows what the deal is, and Mike lost his temper. He's entitled to lose his temper. He's a great guy, I'm telling you.
He's a bigger man than that. Well,
yes.
You know what I mean.
He's a good guy. I mean, I know some people around the station, they think he's arrogant, whatever they think he is. I'm just telling you, he's a good guy.
I don't disagree.
Okay.
You like him more than you like me?
Well, he blew up once, and, well, you know what I mean.
Well, he's been my friend for years,
I
yes.
know,
Of course I like him more than I like you.
Really?
I like anybody more than I like you. I like Osama bin Laden more than I like you.
There's your yardstick, I guess. That'll tell you.
What's that tell you, Sidney?
So I guess some people ask me outside the show, what does Imus really think about you? I guess you just answered that question.
Yes, you can tell him what I think about you.
Yeah, he said Osama, but he really didn't mean that. No. That's a joke.
No, you can tell him I'm in it.
All right, because I've been telling people that you like me.
Well, you know, I probably do like that. You're on the show, aren't you?
Yeah, but not tomorrow.
Who's on tomorrow?
Minko. The return appearance of John Minko.
The coach.
Well, I like Minko.
So do
frankly.
I. You know, and you know who's coming back next week, don't you?
The man who won the vote, by the way, Minko.
He did not win the vote.
Who's coming back?
He did not win the vote. He only won the vote because Rita Hayworth from Arizona voted for him instead of voting for me.
Who's coming back tomorrow?
Rita.
Yeah, that's right.
Next
Rita
week.
Hayworth. Next week, Warner Wolf is back on the program.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Another legend.
That's right. Damn right. People love Warner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid. Professional.
Yeah.
Everything I'm not.
No yucks.
Not a degenerate lowlife.
No yucks.
Oh, come on.
No, wait a minute.
Oh, no. No. Oh, come on. You had those points. You lost.
Oh, man.
Nobody likes Sid.
Get up at 3 o'clock. You might have to listen to that. The life is not working out.
I wanted to know what's going to happen when I go on vacation. Next week, who's going to fill in? Do you have any idea yet, I-Man?
Well, I can't take 5 days of Warner, I can tell you that now. So, it's not going to be Warner.
Well, what are you going to do? What do you think you're going to do?
I don't know. Eddie Scazzeri, make Eddie make his broadcasting debut.
There you go.
Oh, he'd be great.
Any moron with a pulse.
I love Eddie, anyway. How's the insulin thing working out with Eddie, by the way?
I suspect he's really shooting heroin.
Well, then he'll love
He's got
Carmelita.
long hair, dark circles under his eyes. And he tells us he's shooting up insulin. I'm not buying that.
Songs about him.
No, we absolutely know where he's coming from. Absolutely.
Carmelita's about Eddie. That's good. There you go, Eddie. This one goes out to you.
There at the chicken joint.
Because the fact of the matter is, when there's greatness, which is you,
Yeah.
and there's everybody else.
You are disgusting, Sid. You make me sick.
I just don't think you get the critical acclaim that you deserve on a daily,
No, believe me,
on an
I do.
hourly basis.
Well, maybe not on an hourly basis. No, you're right.
Imus in the morning.
You know, I meant to ask you, have you ever made a tape of yourself having sex over the years?
God, come
No.
on, Sid.
Never? Not even 30, 40 years ago?
No.
Never.
No.
He doesn't know it's out there, actually.
Have you? How much would you pay for a tape of me having sex?
My God almighty. I mean...
Could I get money, like on the internet, like OJ's going to get for this tape?
We just had you on tape having sex with the I-Man about 3 minutes ago. Oral sex. It was disgusting.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Now Dodge has one more thing the other guys don't match. The Dodge down payment matchup. Make it...
Radio 66, WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's like a mad dog on the fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog, WFAN.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you
the Mike and the Mad Dog Radio program. Nice to have you with us on this Friday, the 12th day of July, the year 2002. Nice to have you with us. Take it to 6:30 at 718-937-6666. Mike, of course, on vacation, back on Monday. Mark Malusis and Chris Collin, of course, right around the other side of the glass. The good of them, good to have the both of them here today. I know Collin's going for another vacation week next week. That's the third time he's been away already. Malusis is going to Montreal for a bachelor party, which will be discussed later in the program. But we had the both of them here in body today, if not spirit, as we take you through the afternoon hours on this Friday. And obviously the resumption of the baseball season last night. And, I got into it pretty good. I mean, I understand we've done so much on labor this week. We've done so much on the All-Star game this week. We've done so much on the Yankee.
Because I do.
I want to talk about Nick Johnson and Spencer.
Okay.
In the Cleveland series, Nick Johnson blew 2 games for us. We should be up 6 games on the Red Sox.
What do you? Okay, how about you trade Nick Johnson?
No, I want to send him down and bring up the kid Siebel. You tell me in the 9th inning, where the heck is he going on that foul pop-up that should have been Soriano's? That's the first thing.
Hey.
Then he blows the game on Thursday night for the Yankees.
Well,
they should have been out of this inning. Because the next guy who came up was Fryman. And you know what he did? He struck out. And even Michael Kay says they're trying to trade Spencer. If they can't trade him, release him and bring up Thames. Thames is hitting .321 with 10 home runs and 26 RBI. Spencer,
Are you talking about Marcus Timms?
Yes.
No, he's only hitting about .215.
That's not true, Steve.
Well, he was hitting .215 on Friday. He must have had a terrific weekend.
Then Juan Rivera, when he comes off the DL,
well, maybe him.
Spencer has to go.
Well, then.
I am tired of him. He's hitting .237, Steve. That is not cutting it. I want to send Nick Johnson down, and I want to bring up the kid Siebel. Check and see what Siebel is hitting.
How about Mariano Rivera this afternoon?
Hey, and blood! Nick Johnson dead!
Well, Jerome is just, let's put it this way, because he's just not happy with the Yankees having themselves a 3-game lead. And I would imagine that other Yankee fans feel the same way that Jerome does, just out of their minds. And just really as upset as anybody can be. Because, let's face it already, I mean, the Yankees at this point, as far as Jerome is concerned, should be undefeated. And no loss is acceptable. And I have the feeling that George Steinbrenner feels the same way. Let us go to Jason calling from Rockland. Good afternoon, Jason.
Good afternoon, Schmoozy. How are you doing?